Hi, it's Friday night. I'm gonna I had told you all I'm still gonna make chicken. I'm gonna grill it though. It's just gonna be easier. I'll still make the chicken cordon bleu. Look for a short on that tomorrow. I'm going to do that still. So yeah, I'm gonna just grill. I have like one of those bags of chicken breasts I got, and I think it's like 2.5 pounds. So I'm gonna take half of it and grill that tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna use the other half and make chicken cordon bleu because I already have the ham and the cheese and the stuff like that. It's with ham and Swiss cheese. I'm going to. I didn't set this up ahead of time, so I'm gonna go in now and um, make it. Oops. Um, I have Happy Mail to open from Anthony, and I am going to say some poems, and yeah, hope y'all will join me or watch the replay. I think I am going to give Lindy a call, hopefully before Tuesday, because I want to show her how to do what I just did, which is make it subscribers only. So the moderators don't have to be so whack happy. So I feel like people got blocked or timed out or whatever that were unnecessary. Well, Lindy's granddaughter got timed out. It was a mistake. I mean, it can happen, but I feel like if Lindy did, yeah, I've been going to, since she has been back to California, gonna give her a call and help her to set that up. So I'll probably ask her. I'll probably text her and tell her to call me when she's logged in at her son's. So, but anyways, that's beside the point. Anyways, I want to light my candle. I'm gonna light my candle. What do I do next? What do I do next? I need to trim that. See that? It's too long. It's a nice, it smells good. Fall smelling candle. Alrighty. Red flowers are called flames, so that's why I light the candle. And I'm gonna see if anybody wants to come up on my live tonight, whoever comes in. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hi, Bren. Hello. How are you? Got my kitty. I'm a childish cat lady. No, I feel childless now, but I'm not. But I have 5 grown children, and they're like all over the country. They're in Georgia, they're in Pennsylvania, they're in Texas, they're in Oregon, they're everywhere. But not here. No, my extra son is here, so that's nice because I see him once in a while. Like once a month, he'll come over and I'll grill something. And I'm gonna grill my chicken, and I'm still gonna make chicken cordon bleu tomorrow. So I'll probably do a little short. So look for that. And I'm gonna open my mail from. This is from Anthony Simone. I went to his channel, so he goes live Saturday night, And he always gives something away. And guess what I got? I opened it already, but I was opening it again for the benefit of you. Hi, Laura. Hi, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Oh. Yes, I have my I'm not sure. I think she's still in Texas. I can find out from my middle daughter. But she's in the Air Force. So, hi, Elsa. Hello, hello, hello. This is, Lindy will laugh. Alexa. Alexa. Uh, uh, so Anthony used to say, Alexa, play Disney music at the end of his lives. I'm going to drop, I don't know if he's coming. You're great. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm in a chill time. I quit my job lifeguarding. I'm not going to be traveling right now. Probably in December, I'm going to go to Philly to see my middle daughter and my granddaughters. But I'm in a chill time, and I'm trying to get into the groove of writing again because I haven't really been, working on my manuscripts plural. I mean, I haven't started on some of them. But thank you to Anthony Simone, and I'm going to drop his link. I don't know if he's coming in here tonight, but I'm going to drop his link. So thank you, Anthony. I'm going to message him too and tell him I got it because I couldn't figure out what I had, and then you go to your box. I went to my box and it has a thing now because they have where you open it up, and I didn't really know how to do it. But I learned it. I followed the instructions. It's this thing. So I don't know why I'm covering that up because I don't need to. It has my address on it. You all know my address. It's on the thing. What was I going to do? Okay, I'm going to drop Anthony's link. Let me do that. So Anthony travels, so his is a travel channel and stuff. My light is dimming and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just not as light outside. I don't know what that is. But this is Anthony's channel. Okay, so check that out if you haven't already. And I'm gonna do my prayer list. So, and then I'm probably gonna turn on my grill. And I made salad yesterday. I made 2 salads yesterday, and then I was gonna eat one of them yesterday, but I didn't. So, yeah. So, I'm glad you're great, Laura. That's good to hear. Yeah, I was just over at and I was just over at Steve and Shannon's. I think that's where I met Laura, right? Isn't that where I met you, Laura? I think so. And she's doing a lot better. And I shared she's been doing daily updates almost. I think that maybe didn't do one yesterday. So I had shared some a while back, prayer requests, because she was in the hospital. And it made me really concerned because she didn't look, but she looks so much better now. And I shared the one they did today on my community tab. So check that out. That's Steve and Shannon. They got a nice channel. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm just gonna say some poems, of course, but I'm gonna cook my chicken. Yeah, I just watched that video too. I haven't seen like all of them, so I was so glad because like I don't know when I last. Well, it must have been 2 weeks ago because she was still in the hospital. The last one I watched. So yeah, so I was relieved she looks so much better. Um, oh, okay. Good to hear that. Yeah, Bren asked you. Yes. I'm. Um, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Let me play you a little ditty on my flute, and then I'm gonna light up the grill. Yeah, no deep subject. We could do a deep subject. It exhausts me, really. I don't know. Um, I was really surprised at how well Wednesdays. I was really nervous about even mentioning politics on Wednesday, so I was really surprised. Arnie, haven't seen you in a minute. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. I I get your I shouldn't even say that, but I do. I get your notifications. So, um, but I don't really. I don't really. There's so much YouTube. I watch a lot of self improvement YouTube. I don't watch a lot of my. Um, and like for a while, like I don't watch a lot of Lindy's and Carol's videos. Really, I just go to their lives. But you've been busy with things. So you're doing good. Yeah, and I went to Roy and Becky's today. I hadn't in a while, but so I pop in. I'll pop in. I need to pop in on you. I'll pop in on you. But yeah, I still get the notifications, and just like with Shannon, I've been getting them, and I'm like, okay, she's doing an update. I'll go back and see how she's doing. But I just watched the one today. So, and I didn't even watch all of that. I'm like, oh my goodness, my alarm goes off 10 minutes before I'm supposed to go live. And I'm like, oh, I can't watch all this video because I was watching Shannon's video. And so, yeah. So I try as much as I can to keep up, but I'm subscribed to a lot. I'm subscribed to a ton of channels, and I don't watch all of them. I don't have time to watch all of them, honestly. So yeah. Yeah, I bet it has been. Yeah. Well, I pray for everybody that comes in here. So I'm writing you down. Yeah, no deep subject. I'm just gonna grill chicken. I'm gonna make chicken cordon bleu, but tomorrow. I was gonna make it tonight, but I didn't get to that. It's a lot involved in it, honestly. Um, so I sliced the chicken. It turns out in this, it's 2.5 pounds. Well, I'll take you over there and show you in a minute. I'm going to turn the grill on. and that they're big chicken breasts. So I'm going to slice them sideways and make split them in two, and then I'm going to do grill half of it today, and then tomorrow I'm going to use the other half to make chicken cordon bleu. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go turn on the grill right now. I'll be right back. The last, I'll take you out there. The last burner wouldn't go on, so I'm so annoyed. I don't know why. See, this is up here, so nice out here. I really love my apartment. It's loud. Oh, there. I got it. I got it to go on. It's all on now. My plants aren't doing so hot, but I got some plants. I'll show you. Ah, no. Hey. So there's that one. This one is still doing good. And there's that one, the bromeliad. And this one's fake. This one's doing good. And this one died. This one died right away. I don't know if you can hear me still. Okay. Let's get the chicken. Oh. Okay, we did have Publix in Georgia, but when I went to Illinois, no Publix. I think they're only in Florida and Georgia, maybe North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee. They're only on the East Coast, I think. I think so. Let me show you my chicken. Get the cutting board out. Oh, I opened a cola. I didn't even realize I did. So now it's warm. But that's good to know if you're on the East Coast. I didn't see any in Pennsylvania. We had them in Georgia. We had them in Georgia where I lived, and we had them in Florida. My friend from high school used to work at Publix. I have a cute story about Publix and a teddy bear from Publix. I'll tell you the story as I cut my chicken. Whoa. Oh, it's dripping. It's dripping. It's dripping. Oh, man. I'm making a mess here. I should put it in the sink. So it was defrosting in the refrigerator on this plate. And I can't even show you. I don't want it to drip on the computer. So now, that's why this is so complicated. That's why I'm like, I can't make the chicken cordon bleu on my live because that's too complicated. Now I have to wipe up all this juice that I spilled. But I'm gonna take half this chicken and grill it and half of it to make chicken cordon bleu. What a mess. Should I slip her out? Can you guys hear me okay? Ooh, that sounds really good. Wiping up the floor. Paper towels. Live watching. Thank you all for being here. I'm glad you were able to pop in tonight. See like how big this is? I'm gonna split it in two. Cut it down the middle. And then this one. And so that leaves two left. If they're big, we'll make 4 chicken cordon bleus tomorrow. And I'm going to do a thing that Paul told me. It's so hard to be good. What in regards to what? Oh, eat cake. Eat cake, Elsa. Eat cake. It's your birthday, right? I mean, it was your birthday Wednesday. Do you want me to sing to you again? I'm going to do something that Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul taught me to put he said put it on the grill, but I put it on the chicken because the chicken breast doesn't have a lot of fat in it and it tends to stick. So I brush a little olive oil on it. So I'm going to do that. But I'm going to slice it down the middle with this. Let's see. Just like that. So now it's 2 pieces. That one's kind of, this one's kind of thin to cut into two. But I did. But I did it. And then I have this piece. Okay, so. That grill is probably flaming up already with nothing on it, I bet. So I put a little oil in this, and I'm going to brush it on. Anybody else coming in? 5 watching. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna put this chicken rub on it. It's rub. I don't rub it in, but anyways. Gonna get that. And I'm trying to find a brush. I found it. This. So this is so it won't stick. Okay, so I was going to tell you that story. So, my oldest was born in the 80s, in the late 80s, and my friend worked at Publix, and Publix would not give away, but I think you got them discounted for. I don't remember, but these bears, and they were really cute with a little bow and everything. Right. And so I had so many stuffed animals. Like I had a lot of stuffed animals for my kids, and they didn't really want them. And I had all my kids like stuffed animals, and they didn't really want them. Right. So I was selling this bear on Facebook Marketplace for like $4. And a lot of times with the stuff that I sold, I got these wonderful stories. Like, and this is one of them. One of them was, to share another one just real quick, is I had a stone lion. It was really cute. It was sleeping, and it was in my garden. I got him in Franklin when I was in Tennessee with my sister-in-law. So, and I named him Franklin. And so I sold that, and the lady said, I want it to go in a memorial garden for my mother who passed away. That kind of goes good with what. I'm so sorry about your mom. I know that's hard. My mom passed in 2009, Arnie, and I still miss her. I'm putting a lot on this. Maybe too much. Maybe I'm putting too much. Let me try to put a little bit less. So anyways, this bear was from the 80s. So I had this lady contact me, and she's like, oh, that's just like the bear I lost, my favorite bear. You know, and my daughter didn't really take to it very much. You know, the bear was as big as her when I got it, because my friend gave it to me when she was born. You know, and stuff like that. I felt like I needed to, like, I had all this stuff that I felt like I had to keep, you know? You know how it is with stuff? So, anyways. And so she had lost her favorite bear in a house fire. Hi, CW. And that was just one of the sweet stories. And it was like $4. And also, so she was about the same age as my daughter, and she was a nurse. And she was trying to find a time to come get it. She paid me She paid me on PayPal for it. And I delivered it to her and I wrapped it up in tissue too and everything. And she about cried when I brought it to her. I brought it to her at the hospital. So that's one of the cool stories. And I have a lot of them. They're going to be in my book. So my book that I haven't even started yet, but it's like in my head, is called Welcome to Reds. And it's going to go through like my journey from, it's going to be like a memoir, I think. I'll probably start with, who I am, where I'm from, and all of that, and how I got to the point of, 30 years married, 5 grown kids, and, and then downsizing. For anybody that's new that pops in or watches the replay, I'm Redheaded Riding Hood. I'm 50, almost 58-year-old mom of 5 grown children, and I got divorced in 2018, so it's almost a 6 years anniversary. Woo-hoo-hoo! 6 years divorce. Yay. And I left Georgia. I got divorced in 2018. I left Georgia in 2020. I sold my house. I had downsized a lot of stuff. I had 2,000 books. I probably had 100 stuffed animals. I had like dolls too. I had like 25, 30 dolls. I had so much stuff. It was insane. I had a collection of angels I sold to this lady. That was a cool story too. But all this stuff will be in my book. What's for dinner tonight? Oh, chicken. See, there it is. I got it fixed to go on the grill, and I'm going to go put it on the grill. I'm going to plug you all back in, and I'm going to go put it on the grill for about 5 minutes each side is all it will take. Maybe I won't put it in the. Your mom has stuff. Yeah, my mom had stuffed animals too, and I have ones from her. My mom had a ton of stuffed animals. Most of them got donated to a store that is associated with my church. Okay, yeah. So it was so good to have that story because I felt it was so hard. Downsizing was so hard, you guys. And I was also so thankful for this because I would take a picture of everything and like all the little pictures because I had every little picture my children made for me when they were little. They would make little hearts and rainbows and I love you, mommy. And that was really hard because some of them weren't talking to me. And it's like, why am I clinging to this? It's not going to make them love me. It's not helping the situation. And she doesn't want the bear. That's not going to help either. So that wasn't one of the things. There were some of the things I did, like her little cabbage patch that was from my brother Paul. That was really, I think we put it like from Santa though. I don't know if she really knows it. I think I probably told her later though, because she's like 37 now. But that cabbage patch, I don't know if she saved it or not, but I put that in the storage for her to get. But the bear, I was like, yeah, I don't think I had to decide for myself because she wouldn't answer me when I texted her. So I was kind of glad to have that story. It was like really wonderful, and I had I had all these Beanie Babies. And so I met this lady that worked at the Waffle House, and I would deliver to her the beanie. She would buy all my Beanie Babies because she collected them, and she collected other stuffed animals too. She bought a lot of my stuff, so I had returning customers. So like 420, from the end of 2019, hey Brenda, to 2020, all of 2020, I was selling my stuff like that on all the stuff I had on Facebook Marketplace, mostly. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, they were so cute. I have since got another cat. I have since got more. I have a cat. I found that all the stuff I collected, I started collecting again when I settled here in Denver. And it's like, oh my goodness, I was even, when I was traveling around in my RV, I was even started collecting. Like I had a whole cross collection. I had a metal cross like this that was big and went in the ground in my garden. And at Christmas time, 2019, I sold my cross collection. Some I sold all together. I sold my collection of crosses to this man, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, I have gifts now, like for my um, my wife, my sister-in-law, my mom." You know, he was going to give them all these crosses. They were all different and they were all cool. Like if you go on Pinterest, you can see a lot of the stuff I sold. So, yeah, I had a cat like this. So at one time I had 13 cats. I got to put my chicken on the grill. I got to stop talking for a minute and put my chicken on the grill. I'll be right back. Okay, about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to flip that. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, does anybody want to come up if I drop the link? Arnie, Brenda, you'll be here. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me. I have 7 watching now. Thank you for being here. I'm Redheaded Riding Hood for anybody new. Oh, let me see. So yeah, I had a whole collection. That's cool. Yeah, I had one similar to that too. I had one. That's cool, Arnie. So I will show you. I need to figure out because I used to know how to share the screen on StreamYard, and I've not been able to do it anymore. I can share a video that I send, but I can't show you pictures. Like I used to share the pictures on my Instagram and stuff, and I can't do that anymore because I can't. I don't know, but I need to figure it out. Maybe Arnie could help me with that. I'm needing to just put my timer on. But I sent them a message about it, and now I'm kind of understanding myself better now that I know I have ADHD. So StreamYard sent me a message when I figured out I couldn't figure out how to do this anymore. Yeah, because I used to share my and I want to be able to do that again and show you my Instagram. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. I'll drop the link to my Instagram and if you went way back on my Instagram, you could see. And I'm also on Facebook. And that's where I was selling all the stuff. Okay, Laura. Laura will be right back. I'm going to take you outside to look at the chicken. I hope it's not flaring up. So there's my Instagram. Let me do my Pinterest. My Pinterest is where I have a lot of the stuff I sold. And I also, like, you guys, I have film and footage from that long ago, from 2020. So I need to do videos of it. And I've been meaning to for like 2 years. But yeah, I need to do the downsizing video and show you some of the stuff, because it was so much stuff. When I let me drop the link. When I so when I downsized, when I added up all the money I made, I sold furniture, I sold big stuff and little stuff. Like I said, I sold Beanie Babies, I sold, stuffed animals. I sold even some of the. I had a zebra that talked that was from my mom, and I told you, like, I only saved the skunk and the owl. I decided to save. But I had a gorilla that was from my mom that talked. I had a bear. I had a zebra that I gave to my friend's little girl. I have to go flip my chicken, I'm pretty sure. There's the link. Pinterest. I hope I'm not going to burn my chicken. Oh, no. That's the StreamYard link. Okay. I copied the StreamYard link, and then I copied the Pinterest link, and then I copied the StreamYard link, and so it wasn't. So the Pinterest link was gone. Okay, Arnie's here, so Arnie can talk to you. I need.
Hi, Red.
Hi. You got your cats. I'm thinking of getting a cat again. I'm kind of want.
Yeah, she just jumped up here.
Yep, I really love cats. I really don't like dogs as much as cats. I'm more of a cat person. I had a little dog before I left Georgia, but yeah. I'm gonna go out and flip my chicken and hope it's not burning.
Yeah.
I hope it's not burning. Oh, this thing fell. I gotta get my gloves so I can move that out of the way. So, yeah. So how have you been? I know you've been going live. I'm sorry I haven't been over there, but I get the notifications still.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get all of them, but
I've been doing okay. Just been hard at times here and there.
I think it's probably a harder adjustment when you have your parents living near you and they pass. That's really hard.
Yeah.
I miss my mom a lot, but she didn't live near me, so I just took the whole thing off because it's hot. I had to get the glove because it fell. So I'm gonna turn my chicken over.
The saddest part for me was seeing how rapidly my mom had deteriorated.
What? Say that again?
Saddest part for me was seeing how rapidly my mom had deteriorated.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's rough. I went to I yeah, I didn't. My mom deteriorated. She fell and broke her hip. This was in 2009, and by April 14th she passed. So it
Yeah,
was, I didn't get there before she passed. And so the first time I was with someone was my sister-in-law, and that was when I went to California in my RV, and that was in 2021. So
yeah.
yeah, thank you, CW. It was a while ago, but I show you guys the stuff that I keep. Like I had a bunch of vases. She liked the blue stuff, and this was the one I decided to keep.
Oh, I have one similar to that, but it's clear blue.
Yeah. So, and like little stuff. This was something she gave me. I was like, all the little stuff I can keep, because that's just a little bluebird of happiness she gave me years and years ago.
Yeah, my mom had all kinds of little stuff like that, animals, birds.
Yeah, I had a big brass bell that I used to ring for my kids to come. Well, I stopped ringing it. They hated it, so I didn't ring it. But I had a big brass bell that was supposed to be a dinner bell, and I saw this somewhere, and I'm like, I will get the little brass bell to replace it, and that will fit in my RV. But I had everything I owned in my RV when I was traveling around, and that really kind of made me more nervous and anxious, when you have all your. Hi. Now that's Mia. Which one is the
Layla,
Layla?
Layla heard the bells, so she like sprung up and looked.
Because one of your cats passed too.
Yeah, that was Maya that had
Right.
passed away. I think I have a picture of him.
Oh, my friend's Serenity Studio Art is having another art auction. I'm gonna drop my Facebook too. So I have a Redheaded Riding Hood Facebook page, and then I have a personal page. I think if you find one, you'll find the other, though.
Yeah,
I think so. At one time, I had my personal page private for a little bit of time, but then I switched it back. Oh, somebody with their grandbabies. Yeah.
yeah,
I was thinking of going to see my granddaughters this month, but I'm waiting until. But
yeah. That was
gosh, I wish I could go sooner, but I don't think I will. I probably will go, because the first year, they grow so fast. Yes, and Brenda, sorry your cat passed. Yeah, that's difficult too. Yeah, but your mom passing, that's a big deal because I lost my brothers, and that wasn't on. To be honest, it wasn't as difficult. It's very difficult, yes, but not as difficult as losing my mom. Um, uh, so we're on Facebook. I'm thinking my chicken might be done before this timer goes off. Might go get it.
yeah. A week before Christmas, Maya had to be put down because his cancer was really getting bad, and he was
Mm.
getting to the point where he could barely drink, barely eat,
Um,
stuff like that.
yeah, we had this cat Samson for a while, and he passed in, I think it was December 2006, and I wrote these little things that I might publish sometime, like in one of my books or something. But when I would have a loved one pass, I would picture them in heaven, and I'd write a little story about it. That, like, I'll share. There's one that I have shared. It's with about my mom, and it's on my blog.
And these were a couple of dogs that we had. The white one had recently passed. It just couldn't get up and walk anymore. It had a tumor in its spine, I guess, which affected everything. And then the other dog, my neighbor took, because at the time I had a wound back on my foot and it was hard for me to take care of everything.
I didn't see it because I was away.
Oh,
Aw, aw. Yeah, my daughter has golden retrievers. They're cute. I'm gonna go get my chicken.
yeah, the white one is Ashley, which passed a couple weeks ago. And the other dog is Princess, which my neighbor up the block has now. Because at the time I was having some medical issues. And Layla is the only cat that I have left. And I've been thinking someday I would like to get a cat, get a companion for her.
Okay. Thanks for talking to them while I got my chicken. There's my chicken.
Chicken looks good.
Yep, it didn't burn, so. And I have a salad. So I'm gonna get my salad.
No, Layla, you can't have chicken. Yeah, she saw it through the screen and wanted some.
Oh, ranch. Salad. I made that yesterday, and I make 2 salads now when I make a salad. So one for the next day, and I didn't eat either one of them though. So I have 2
Okay,
for tomorrow.
here you go. That was Layla with her "I want to go down" yell.
I'll save you a bite. You had a black cat named Panther. We had we had a lot of black cats. The first black cat we had was Gideon. I started out giving him Bible names, and then my oldest son started this Star Wars trend, and we found a cat and he named it Darth Vader. So then another cat just showed up at our house, and he was black also, but he was like a little bit lighter, and it was funny because Darth Vader lived up to his name, and he was like an evil cat. He was always looked pissed. He always looked mad. Just a look on his face. It was just like,
Yeah,
like there was this website. This was way back in oh, I know when it was. It was 2005 because my daughter was going to her last. I was taking her to her last pediatrician's appointment. Like she was 18, but her appointment where she got all her shots and stuff and made sure she had everything for college, the college dormitory. And we were coming back and this cat was in the middle of the road. And so, and it bit me too. It got so scared. This car stopped because they didn't want to hit it. It was just like a little, he was like this big and tiny thing. And I thought it was roadkill. I thought it was a dead cat because it was scooting along. It was like trying to stay down, trying to not get hit, I guess. I don't know. It was in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And this car stopped and it crawled up inside the wheel well of the car. And this other guy stopped going the other way, and he got the cat out, and then he handed the cat to me, and then he bit me. And so he like lived up to his name. And my son had this crab he got for a science project at school or something, and Darth Vader killed the crab. Darth Vader got it. It was up on the counter, and one day we came back and the crab was dead, and we left Darth Vader in the house, and he got the cat. And so we found this other cat, and its temperament was totally different. It was black, and he looked a little bit different, but I couldn't always tell. Like from far away, I couldn't tell which it was, and we named him Obi-Wan. And it was funny. So we had Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, and Darth Vader was just a bad-tempered cat. And Obi-Wan was like a dog. I would go like this with him, and he would chase his tail. And he would follow you around and meow. He was like a dog. He would come when you called him. Even if you had food, Vader wouldn't come when you called him. And then my son found a cat that was a tortoiseshell, and so a tortoiseshell color. And so he found it at church, this church he was visiting by his high school, and he brought it home and named it Yoda. So we ended up with all these Star Wars cats after we had the ones with Bible names, and then we ended up with 13 cats. And some of them were feral cats that just stayed outside and stuff.
Yeah. One time we had 7 cats.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Especially if they're inside. I had to stop. They would. My daughter found this cat at college, and it was behind the art department. So we named it Leonardo after Leonardo da Vinci. But Leonardo pooped in the house, and I just left him outside. What I did was I put my cats on. This is bad. People think I'm terrible. People think I'm terrible for giving away my dog, rehoming my dog. Some people, but I put my cats on Craigslist. And this guy, this car salesman, and because there was just so many, and then people would keep bringing me them, and the last one I think we got was Poe, and what was funny about Poe is that he was named after the Kung Fu Panda, but then when the second Star Wars came out, it's like, oh, he's Commander Poe, so he's Star Wars cat too, and then I was like, when I did my book of poems, I'm like, oh no, he's Edgar Allan Poe. I'm like, he's very versatile, Poe.
Yeah.
He got big and fat, and I thought he had worms, because he would eat all the wet food. I would give my cats outside 1 can of. I finally stopped doing it, or 2 cans of wet food. But Poe would come and eat it all. And I took him to the vet because he was so fat, like the Kung Fu Panda. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So I took him to the vet. I thought he had worms. And she's like, no, he's just fat. Stop giving him so much wet food. And I was like, okay. And then my son got a pit bull and he chased away, and Yoda went to live with the people up the street, and they gave him a different name. And then I put them on Craigslist, right? And this car dealership called me, and they had rats eating the bottom parts of their cars, and they wanted some cats they're like, we're going to take care of them. You know, we're going to feed them. Don't worry, we're not going to not feed them. But to take care of the rat situation,
Yeah.
took Leonardo, and I don't know. He took 2 of them, I think. I don't really remember which ones he took. So many. I had one like this that was Mushu. We named it after the dragon on Mulan. And yeah, we had another tabby cat that was smaller than Yoda, so they called her Little Yoda. But I named her Lucy, after Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So I'm going to say grace so I can eat my food. Dear Lord, thank you for this food and all the good things you give us. I pray that you would bless our families. Please continue to comfort Arnie at the loss of his mom. And thank you for blessing us. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, Poe was a piggy. I don't know. I just got some more ranch dressing.
Yeah, with Layla, I just give her food. I just give Layla food twice a day. If I leave it out for her, she'll just keep on eating and eating and eating, won't stop.
Oh my goodness, really? So I used to leave the food out, and then raccoons would come and eat it. There was always be a raccoon that came. I guess I'll just pour this on here. I can't get the little cap thing. You know how it squirts?
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't get that to open. Oh, maybe it's a little doodad on here you need to. Okay, need to do that. I don't remember that from the last. Okay. I got my tea again. Let me try my chicken.
Yeah, come to think of it, I had my carpenter here Monday.
Huh?
Because.
What did you say?
Yeah, come to think of it, on Monday I had my carpenter here because there's like a raccoon or something that took some chunks out of the roof.
Wow.
Where there was tile that was down the bare wood.
Oh, wow. So we have them here, and they have the same kind of trap. I had a trap, and they have one like it over here because the raccoons getting into things over here and like maybe getting in the garbage. I don't know. But by our garbage cans in my apartment, they have a trap. And I used to have one of those. I would trap the feral cats because you couldn't touch the feral cats. And I would trap them to take them to the vets and get them their shots and get them fixed. And then I'd bring them back and let them loose. But I caught a raccoon in it once and rehomed it, but I got caught because some lady saw me and she was like, "What are you doing? Don't let that raccoon loose here." But like, it was right by like a lake, and like her house was like, and I was like, I'm hoping it's gonna go that way. It was too late. I'd already let the raccoon loose, but it kept coming like every day to eat my cat's cat food. So
Yeah.
I took it and relocated it.
And speaking of trash, one day I went to take trash out and I opened up the lid and there was a raccoon in it. Man, was I ever startled.
We had a possum in ours before because we lived out in the woods. My ex still lives in our big house, and I got our smaller house that we had rented out in the divorce, and that's the one I sold and then paid off all my debt and bought the RV. But the big house is way back in the woods. Actually, the smaller house is in the city of Warner Robins, but it's still kind of in the woods too. And there were like deer. I would see deer behind the little house, and there are all creatures there too. But the big house is like really in the woods, and so we had possums, rattlesnakes, raccoons, deer, everything, foxes,
Yeah.
bobcats. I didn't see them too often though.
Yeah, my area, there's fox, raccoon, bunch of coyotes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you have a little owls, if you have a little dog, sometimes I was afraid for my little dog. Because when someone said an owl will get like, if you have a little chihuahua or, a little dog, that the owls can get it. And I'm like, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the responsibility of a dog, and nowadays, you have to walk them all the time, especially in an apartment. I wouldn't want a dog.
Yeah.
They're much bigger responsibility, I think.
Yeah. In fact, my neighbor a block up, she takes her dogs there every morning and goes to the park with them, takes them for a walk.
I saw the most adorable little baby chihuahua when I went to walk, though. So adorable. And it came up to me and it was nice because another thing why I'm more for cats is I've had dogs come out, and thankfully I've never been bit, which is amazing because my son had a pit bull that bit a bunch of people, and because we were out in the country, they never made us put her down, and she just died, in fact, just recently. But my own vet told us that we should put her down. When I told her what happened, she recommended that we put her down.
Yeah.
But it was my son's dog, and we decided not to do it.
Yeah.
Because he was going through stuff, and we're like, no, we can't put down his dog. But she bit him even. She snapped at my daughter, like in the face, almost got her in the face. Thankfully, when she came back from the army for Christmas, and it's like, sheesh, what a nice welcome home.
Yeah.
So, and then somebody, it reminded me of my son's dog, because I was walking the other day. This was Tuesday, because it was when Lindy went live. The dog came at me, and I think it was a pit bull or part pit bull. My son's dog was part pit bull. Bit like 20 people. Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, like 20 people. My son's had her up at college, and she bit my younger son's girlfriend. And then, yeah, we tried to rehome her. Like they took her to college. My son took her to college when they got her, and one of his friends had her for a while because he was in this group of kids, and the guys got a place together and the girls got an apartment together, and then where the guys got the apartment together, they didn't allow pets. And so she was with my son's friend from college. And so when she had bit somebody, I was trying to see if I could find like a farm for her to go, if I could send her off somewhere, right? And so my son said, oh, she said, I forget his friend's name. She said she would come and get her because she had her before when we were at college. Well, she comes to get her, and guess what? She snaps at she bit her. And so, understandably, she said, "I don't know. I'm not going to take her."
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I went through all that with the dog, and so this dog that looked like it was a mix of pit bull. The lady's walking in front of me, right? The dog turns around, sees me, and comes at me like it's going to bite me, but thankfully it was on a leash. I think it kind of triggered me. And so I was like, and she said, he's not going to bite you. And you know what I said? I said, well, better not, because he's going to get, because I've had it happen, so I have a plan, and it's going to be kick the dog in the head. And, I'm like, if your dog's going to send me to the hospital with a bite, your dog's going to the vet. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
that's why. And I had a dog, it was a German Shepherd, come at me when I was a kid, and my neighbor's house. But I never got bit. But that is why. And then when I used to walk in Georgia, I used to have dogs, but dogs come at me sometimes. And so yeah, that's why I really do like. Mine was a little Maltese though, my dog. She was really sweet.
Yeah, German Shepherds, they may appear furious, but they really won't go after a person.
My niece, she loves dogs. She's a dog groomer, but she doesn't like. She already didn't like German Shepherds, right? She has a healer that is so sweet and so obedient and just like follows her around, doesn't have to be on a leash or anything. Well, unless it has to be, but the healer, when she goes back to her dad, my brother has 2 German Shepherds. My well, I don't know. My nephew might have his at his place now, but he lives in Los Angeles in a flat, a 1-bedroom flat. What do they call it? A studio. And I'm like, that dog is going to hate it there. So I'm betting that my brother has, because my brother lives on a ranch, sort of like in the country of suburbs of Los Angeles. So
Yeah.
So I'm betting he probably has my nephew's dog, but the dogs don't get along. And then she already didn't like German Shepherds, and she was grooming a German Shepherd, and it bit her on the face. And my niece is like a beautiful, and I'm not just saying that because she's my niece, but bit her on the face. She probably could have got a lot of money if she sued them. I think they did give her some money, but I don't know how much, but she got bit by a German Shepherd. So she does not like, she likes all animals, but she doesn't like German Shepherds.
Yeah. Yeah, because people that we knew had German Shepherds, and to us they appear furious, but they really didn't do anything.
But so far I haven't got bit, which is good. Rainbow chard. What is rainbow chard? Elsa. Like Swiss chard. It's a vegetable, right? And baby arugula. Isn't arugula a lettuce? What is arugula?
I'll be right back.
I have potatoes, but I don't think I want one right now. But I might bake potato later. I love ranch dressing. Possums look like big rats. And before I sold my house, I had rats in my house and I had to get rid of them. That was an ordeal too. It was an ordeal. I think I'm gonna get me another piece of chicken. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And chicken. So I was hoping that Anthony would come in so I could thank him for the Amazon. Lindy says Alexa is a spy. Lindy doesn't like Alexa. So yeah, on the 14th tomorrow is my younger son's birthday. He's back. Arnie's back. My son's gonna be 31. And it also happened to fall when my divorce finally went through in 2018. So 6 years. Yay. And I'm going to hear these strings, like this candlelight concert with strings, and they are going to do Fleetwood Mac songs.
That sounds like that should be interesting.
Uh-huh. My friend Darcy's going to go with me. I met Darcy on here and I found out she lives. Thanks, CW. I've met Darcy on here on Instagram and YouTube, and then found out she lives near me. And she loves Fleetwood Mac, so she was trying to get tickets to this concert tomorrow, but she can't find it. And so she was wondering if it was sold out. So she bought tickets for the next one, which is in December.
Yeah.
But I think she's going to go with me and see if she can get in. I'm like, if you can't get in, then we can both go in December, if they'll let me use my ticket. But I think they'll probably be able to. And she has some grandkids. She has some grandkids that aren't here, but she has some grandkids here that she's always watching them. And so it's kind of good for me to talk to her and see how it is, because my daughter invited me to live near her and my 2 granddaughters, and so I eventually might move there. But I can see from my friend Darcy, like, how do you like it? She's always babysitting them.
Yeah. It's like kind of like the same thing with me here, and see the same people on YouTube and And then I find out that one lives way up in northern Wisconsin. The other one's like right in central Wisconsin.
Yeah, my chicken came out good. I just don't want to. Making the chicken cordon bleu, although I'm going to do it tomorrow and probably do a little short video.
Yeah.
Do the chicken with a hammer. I hammer it so it's like thinner. And then I put the ham and cheese, and then I roll it up, and I put 2 toothpicks in it. Then I dip it in breadcrumbs. So it's very complicated. I'm like, I'm not going to do all that on my live. I was going to do it before, but then I didn't get to it. And so I'm like, I'm going to just do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love music and I love candles, so it's perfect. I'm trying to do a little bit more. I mean, I'm not going to push myself. Like Wednesday, I'm kind of mostly introverted. Like, you guys are my socialization, right? Wednesday, I went to CODA meeting, and then I was talking to some ladies afterwards for like an hour, and then I called Darcy. My CODA meeting's a half an hour away, so I talked to Darcy on my way home, and then I went live. And like Thursday, I was exhausted. And I'm like, this is something I recently found out about myself too, is that I'm an introvert. I'm an INFJ. So I don't like to be around people too much. And if I am, I need a break. So I had my break Thursday.
Yeah.
My break yesterday.
Yeah, that's my phone doing the noise.
So glad you found a local buddy to run with. Wish my favorite friend lived closer. I miss her lots. She's in Colorado City. Vacation, wow. Yeah, Darcy's going to go to Sedona. Right. I almost stopped there on the way back from Courtside when I went to Courtside, but I didn't. My brother, Paul, used to live in right near Sedona in Clarksdale. Now you're making me curious. I want to Google it. But see, like, I don't know how to show you the pictures. Okay, it is like a lettuce. So are you going to cook your arugula? You don't cook it, do you? Elsa? Exploring the many health benefits of arugula. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like a lettuce. That's what I see here. Let me look up the rainbow shore. I wish I could show you. I gotta figure this out. Maybe this weekend I'll try and figure this out.
Yeah, because on StreamYard, you
what
select.
Happens? Yeah. What? Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, on StreamYard, you select present, and then it'll give you some options like show window, show screen, whatever.
Yeah, I get that far, but for some reason on my browser, the button doesn't show up. I got to figure out why. So I'll open that. Like I could open it right now, but I won't because then I'd have to go out and come back in because, well, maybe I could fiddle with it because you're here. At least there's somebody here now if I have to go and come back. But so I've done it. I've tried to do it the way I did it before, but for some reason it won't, the button to go to the next thing doesn't show up. And I'm like, I don't remember really how it was before, but before I knew how to do it, I kind of got out of practice not going live as much for a while.
Yeah.
After I went through this stuff with the bully and stuff, I didn't go live as often. I went live once a month.
Yeah, what browser do you use?
But so a couple times I've been on here live and I was trying to share the screen, but because I see the button down there and I pressed on it, but then I get the thing to come up, right?
Yeah.
It's blocking my view of everything. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go because I can't get out of this.
Yeah.
There's nothing to, I don't know. I'm like, I need to get on StreamYard and fiddle with it. Usually I'll figure stuff out by fiddling with it. And yeah, maybe I can figure it out for Monday. Because I'd like to go and, let me see, did I share my, I shared my link to my, I shared here my link to my Facebook, Pinterest, and I think I shared, yeah, the link to my Instagram there. But yeah, I used to share the pictures because I yeah, I used to share the pictures on my Instagram because I post a lot of pictures on Instagram. I have like, what do I have? I have 8,258 posts on Instagram. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So they're both rainbow chard and arugula are both like lettuces, right? To make a salad, colors, the rainbow chard. But yeah, if I knew how to share, I could show you guys the picture. So I'll do that. And I also, like, I know how to share video. I can do that now. But to show you guys a picture, I don't have my pictures in the right folder to share them on here either. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Which folder to put them in. I need to, it says like Google something. What does it say? I don't know. You have to put the pictures in a certain place, whereas I can just download a video from my phone and email it to myself, and I show you. That's how I showed them the videos of Burning Man that Brenda So Brenda was at Burning Man. Yeah, those videos did really well. My lives with Brenda Berner, and she sent me videos, and I emailed them to myself, and then I was able to share those, but we couldn't share the pictures. But I'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
I haven't said a poem yet. Here's my book. Arnie has a copy of my book.
Yeah, I have it in here somewhere. I think it's on the bookshelf.
Brenda took it to Burning Man, and then she took a picture of her reading the book at Burning Man, and I put it on my Instagram. So that's what I would show you guys when I figure out how to do it. I think I posted it on my community chat though. I always get romaine lettuce. I like romaine lettuce. Elsa, shh. You can't say that. Size matters. It seems weird. Microgreens. Oh, microgreens. They're smaller and more tender. Okay. Elsa. You never know. Elsa's fun. You never know what Elsa's gonna say. Oh, let me read you the one about my house. Talk about the big house, anyways. It's called the 7-story house. With all the kids, the 5 kids. So when I moved back, I moved out of my ex's house in 2016. So my divorce took like almost 5 years, and we were separated for 2 years and lived in the house together, in the big house, in separate rooms. And then after 2 years of that, I moved out of the house in 2016, and my youngest was 15. And I got her to help. I made her help me move. And my son's friend that lives here now, Albert, he helped me move, and my ex actually helped me move out of his big house into the smaller house. And so when she saw the house, she had never seen it before. Because she was 6 months old, she was a little baby when we moved out of the little house, and she was like, how did we all live here? We all lived here. I'm like, you guys were all little then, you know. She was a baby, so she was in a little like cradle thing in our room, and then there's 3 bedrooms, and then there's 5 bedrooms in the big house, but one of them is really small. But yeah, and then we made the bottom. For a while, we made the bottom room a room on the bottom floor into a room for my daughter when she came back from college, so that they could all have their own rooms. But then when she moved out, she moved into she rented a house for a little while, and then she bought a house. when she moved out, I turned that room into a library at the big house. So I had all these books. I had probably 2,000 books at the big house. And then I counted them before I got rid of them. At the smaller house, I had like 1,500 books. So I had a lot of books.
Yeah.
I had a lot of books. I donated most of them. I tried to sell some of them. I listed some of them on Facebook Marketplace where I sold everything. And I made $4,000 because I added it all up, through 2019, 2020. Well, from Christmas 2019 until August 2020. So almost a year I was selling stuff on there. Now I have stuff I want to list that people throw really nice stuff in the garbage, and I've been meaning to. I'm gonna do it because I quit my job lifeguarding. Well, make some money. But look at this thing. It's a wall hanging. It's kind of cool. It's made out of little. It looks like a tree. Like it's made out of parts of a tree. And then I have these bar stools that I've been meaning I put in my garage. Big stuff they put these bar stools. And it looks like real cowhide, actually. I don't know if it is though, but it seems like it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like it is. And then this big old I got these two cabinets out of the garbage. So I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell them on Marketplace. But
yeah, believe it or not, I do the same thing. And if there's like something minor, I'll fix it up in that. And
yeah. Oh, and I had this, and sometimes I would mail stuff to people. Sometimes people, like I had these cool binoculars that were little Tikes binoculars that were from my brother, for my kids. And I put those on there. And this lady in California, and so they just pay you extra for shipping. She wanted them for her grandkids. And so I sold them to her and mailed them to California. And then this other lady I had this cool, I had so much cool stuff. That's why I never got rid of it. So I just started selling it I had this puppet. It was a horse puppet. It was handmade. You could tell it was handmade. My brother gave it to me. My brothers gave it to me. Paul and Chris gave it to me one birthday, and it was a horse, and I loved horses. Yeah. And they gave it to me when I was about 12 or 11 or 12, and I used to have it hanging in my bedroom. And so I sold that to some lady. I can't remember where she lived, but she was a character. She was like, I want to buy your puppet. Can you mail it to me? And so, we agreed on, what the shipping, she thought she knew what the shipping would be. I think she did. She pretty much knew what the shipping would be. She said, that might've been the first thing I mailed out. And then I mailed out a couple of other things after that. But she said, she gave me her address and paid extra for the shipping. And I mailed it to her. So. Oh, braining greens. They're good for your brain. So I'm going to read one from 7-Story Tree. I'm going to put my banner. So if you send me a gift of any amount I think it's $14 on Amazon. But if you send me a gift of any amount, I can send it to you, and you have to send me your snail mail address to the email below. And yeah, it's from 2015. This one's called The 7-Story House. Come and go with me. It's a big, big house where all the kids play. It's the house that built us. We do loud really well. We is spelled WII, like the video game. We had a we. Hop on Pop. That's in reference to Dr. Seuss book. Homeschool, 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 homeschool. Pools, tools, parties, fools, lightning, laughter, conscience clear the morning after. Kids, cribs, coons in the cat food. Witches, ditches, pull up your britches. Hide and seek, don't you peek. Music, mayhem, magic. Murder in the dark, soccer in the park. What's up, butts up. Don't fall, wall ball. Books, nooks, dirty looks. Dogs, frogs, hollow logs. Trees, fleas, pray on your knees. Games, trains, it's not lame. Camping, glamping, now we're revamping. Super moms, Sunday suppers, dad's best barbecue. God's here, so have no fear. Love, let go, forgive, forget, have no regret. It will always be in my memory, a place for friends and family. So should I mail you the wall hanging? You want to buy it, Bryn? No, the shipping on that would be ridiculous. We thought for a minute about uh, Diana sending this to me, and but it was going to be a lot because it's a big painting.
Yeah.
So that one's like, that's the warrioress of love. War and love, actually. And it's my granddaughter's name is Freya. So I'm going to leave it to her in my will. So, but, so like Diana Brienne, the other Diana Brienne, I think that's where I met you.
Yeah.
I think I met you at Diana Brienne. Yeah, she doesn't go live anymore, but she's doing a lot of videos. She's putting her home videos. I did one of my home videos. I think I did two actually. The one of my oldest swimming, and I could drop it in the link.
Yeah.
And then one of Jordan Peterson. I was listening to Jordan Peterson earlier. He's an interesting fellow. So I have to search for my.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump down here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about done, I think, in a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll
because
just probably share some more poems.
my viewers are begging me if I'm to go live for a little bit.
Okay. All
Yeah.
righty. Wait, I don't think I have. I'll drop your link though. I don't think I have you as a mod anymore. I'm glad you came back though. But I can make you a mod if you want to drop your link before you go.
Sure. Yeah.
Let me go over here. I don't have my
Yeah.
YouTube side open. I think I don't. I don't know. Maybe I do. I have too many tabs open. I'm lost.
And I missed the phone. Shoot.
Do I still have you as a mod or no?
No.
Okay, I'll put you back as a mod. My my computer is annoying me. Okay. Okay. There. There you go. Drop your link. Got it. Got it. Got it.
And here's my link, everyone.
Okay, there's Arnie's link. We are preparing to sell our property and move north. You have to get rid of pretty much everything? Yeah, it costs so much. So I had a friend before I moved out of my big house. I had a neighbor and she moved and oh, you know what? I don't know what part of Oregon, but her son lived in Oregon. She was an older lady and she had a sad story. She told me her other kids had died. Her husband crashed the car, and he died, and three of her kids died, and her one son lived. So
Yeah.
so she was in her 70s, and her son lived in Oregon, and she lived in Georgia, and so like she had a lot because her husband had died, and so she was moving across the country, and she decided to sell most everything. So she kept having, I would help her. I would go to her place and help her. And she would have a yard sale every weekend for like, she did it for like maybe like 6 weeks, 5, 6 weeks. So,
Yeah, and I'm gonna go and I'll catch everyone
all right. Thanks, Arnie.
next time. Yeah,
Thanks for
you're
keeping
welcome.
me company. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah, I'm just going to go like 15 more minutes and then I'll be at my 2 hour mark. He was. So sometimes, like when if you don't come around for, I did the same thing to Granny before. I'll stop doing that. I unmoderated people who are annoying, but none of you all are like that. some people like they don't come around forever and they don't come around for a while, and so I think they're not coming back. Like I don't know where Glenn is. I don't know if Glenn's coming back, but and you're gonna live in your RV until you find a place to stay. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So that's what I did. That's why I had everything I owned in my RV, because when I went to California, I was thinking of staying out there, but then things didn't go well with my brother, and it took longer than we had hoped to get the money from my dad too. So I ended up traveling around and then going back to St. Louis, where my friend Gladys was. So you want me to unmoderate you? If you just don't want the job, I can unmoderate you. I remember when I made Box Van D a moderator, she was like mad. She's like, I don't want to be a moderator. And I was like, okay. I was just like, you're just an honorary moderator, Cool. Yeah. I had considered that, but I don't really want to live exclusively in my RV again. And then I won't have to downsize as much. I don't know. If I moved across the country, I probably would downsize almost as much again. Yeah, it was somebody else though. Arnie was never annoying, and I met him at Diana Brienne Fairchild, and um, she doesn't go live too much anymore, but she has a good channel, and she tells the greatest stories. And she's like, well, she's not Carol's age. She's a little bit younger. She's just a few years younger than Carol though. She's almost 70. I think she's 60 something. What she says on her channel is she's pushing 70, but she doesn't look like it at all. I'll drop her link. And she does dancing videos. She changed the name of her channel. Ultimate Golden Girl, Diana. That's where I met Arnie. When you told Wonder Hussey I was one of your mahats. Yeah, it is a big deal. So I'm kind of, and they have this new thing where you're a managing moderator, and I don't even know what you're supposed to do. And so Lindy made me a managing moderator, but I don't really know what I can do. And I'm thinking, like, does that mean I can time out a moderator? Because that's really what I wanted to do on Lindy's channel on Tuesday. Because the moderator was bringing up politics, and I was like, it's really not necessary. If you want to know what time the debate is, you can Google it. You don't bring it up, especially if you're a moderator, and especially when Lindy doesn't want, like, Lindy's not, like, I used to be a moderator for Box Van D, and she would have like meetings. Like some of the moderators, it was like they make a big deal. It's not such a big deal anymore. I did research it, but I'm like, it explains, like, when I just make everybody a standard moderator though, but now you can do either or. But I need to talk to Lindy about doing her subscribers only way. Yeah, just keep it chill. Yeah, that's right. I don't have, actually, I used to have more people coming to when I was in that YouTube community. I used to be more popular. It's like, I'm popular. Yeah, I was a pack rat too. And they're like, it's starting up again. I'm like, on my Pinterest, I called the what do you call it? The folder, or the part, the section of my Pinterest with all the stuff that I was selling. I have some of the stuff I sold on Facebook Marketplace, and some of the stuff I kept, but mostly it's stuff I sold. But I called it, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? And it's from the, where the Little Mermaid has the collection in her thing. Yeah, and I got this. And then now I have a so yeah, now I have this. Now I have an excuse. Like, I'm going to give this to Frey. I'm going to give this to my grandbabies. But I still have it. I probably will give it to her eventually. I don't know if she even likes Little Mermaid. But I should really actually smash this with a hammer, because I used to be like, oh, look, it's me and my hubby. And Disney princesses I'm glad like Disney has new princesses like Merida, that like are like, I don't need a man. You know what I mean? Because like Disney princesses just screwed us women, thinking like you have to find a man, you have to blah blah blah, Popular's okay, you got skippings. Oh, well, maybe my books will do well once two of my friends I met at Coda, they are both writers too. And so, and the older lady, a little bit older than me, that I was talking to said that, so they used to say, and I remember when they used to say that, if you want to get published by a big publisher, don't publish on Amazon. She says it's opposite now. She's like, they said now if you publish on Amazon that you might get picked up by one of the big 5 publishers. So I was like, when she said that, I was like, yay, good. So yeah, thank you so much, Brenda. May just have a big, well, see, let me tell you, this is why I need to, because I have all the pictures. I have so many on my phone. They're on my phone. I had some, I had my son-in-law put some of them on the computer, but I have all the pictures from then, from when I did that. And I've been I'm like, I'm going to learn to edit. And then I learned to edit. I'm going to learn to edit. And then I'm going to make a video with this stuff. And I took pictures of everything and I took video, some of it I did, I would post on Instagram and stuff, but, yeah, I'm going to make a video. I need to make a video. So, because I'm like an expert now. And the rats really got me going. I was like, ugh, they freaked me out because they're so nasty. And, because they were in my closet, in my den. And I was like, oh my goodness. The one thing the exterminator did do before I fired them, because they didn't do much, but they did find out where they came in. So they plugged up one hole, which was under my sink. And then they said, they were looking around the outside of the house, and they said that tree, he's like, they came in, I didn't even believe him, but I wasn't sure. I didn't say I didn't believe him. And I was like, I lived alone, and I'm like, okay, I have a ladder, I have a saw, because they're like, that branch right there goes to, like, when he said it, I was just like, what? I was like, huh? But I was determined to get these rats out of my house. And when I went to the closet and cleaned it out, because the closet was behind the fireplace, I found rat droppings on the top. I had all these boxes stacked up because I didn't have enough bookshelves for all the books I took, because I left bookshelves at the big house for my daughter. And some books, but I left her the Series of Unfortunate Events and Harry Potter books. So I didn't have enough bookshelves. And so some boxes were stacked in there. And it sounds like you might want to go to Burning Man. You'd have to tote all your stuff there, though. That's too far away. So there were droppings. They did come in. So I was glad. I said, wait a second, can you help me? I'm like, okay, you say it's that branch, let's get that branch. I'm like, I don't want to fall in my yard, with a saw and injure myself and nobody be here to take me to the hospital. So can you help me? And I got up there on the ladder and started sawing it. And then he finished and we sawed the branch off. And then I found out he was correct. I was glad I didn't say anything. I didn't go, no, I don't believe you. No, dude, I don't believe you. And there were so many trees. There was another big tree that they probably could have gotten on the roof, but I had that taken down already. It was a big hickory tree, and oh gosh, it was a beautiful tree. I felt sad. It was a huge, beautiful tree, but it would drop hickory nuts on that. You'd hear the ping, ping, ping all summer long. It dropped big branches, and in the fall, it dumped all the leaves, man. They would be like, the leaves would be like 2 feet or a foot at least deep in the front yard. It would drop everything, like year round. It would drop branches. It would drop. And I had poison ivy. It ended up I had poison ivy in my yard. I got poison ivy a couple times. It was horrible. And the poison ivy had been climbing up the tree too. And so, yeah, I did a lot of stuff on that house. And then my credit cards were maxed out. So I couldn't use my credit cards anymore, because I would use the credit cards for stuff, like getting the trees chopped down. I had to buy a refrigerator. And so I had to sell the house as is. So around my fireplace, a beautiful stone fireplace, right? It was beautiful, but that's where it must have had a crack or something where the rats got in, because they got on the back portion into that closet that was against the fireplace. And then when it rained really hard, water would leak around the fireplace. So it needed work, and I had to sell the house as is. So let me read you this. This was when the tree kept coming up, and hey, Crystal. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Thank you for popping in. So yeah, selling the house was a journey. I'm doing good. I'm trying to sit still and chill. Where are you? Are you in Tennessee now? You never know where Crystal is. It was like that when I was traveling in my RV, but now I'm in Denver. And I'm still in Denver. But I like it here. I do like it here. That's why I decided, like, I need to give Denver some more time, because I like it here, and I haven't stayed anywhere for, like, when I was traveling in my RV. So I was based in St. Louis, and I was only there for 2 years, because I left Georgia in 2020, and then I left St. Louis in 2022. Yeah, that's the thing about Burning Man, is it's expensive. And see, I would want a big RV to go in, like, well, I guess Wonder Hussey's got that little trailer she takes in there, right? That would be a good size, but I would need somewhere to go, and because I don't like being too people-y. Like I said, Johnny's Journey meetups. Okay. I don't know Bev. So is it becoming Bev? You mentioned it before. Okay. Yeah, I met Johnny and I forgot her wife's name. I met Johnny and her wife because I was in the St. Louis area. So we went and got, I think we went and got burgers. So this was like 2021. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay. But were you at the airport? So did you not drive to Tennessee this time? You flew? Because I saw on, was it on Facebook? Yeah, on Facebook. I saw on Facebook where you were at the airport. I would do that too. So I drove my RV to my brother's in California, but I went back for a month. I went back to St. Louis in February 2021 for a month, from February to March 2021. And then I flew back to LA, and Gladys and I went to Palm Springs. And then, and when I was in St. Louis, I started going live. That's when I started going live, was March 2021, early March. So, and that's when I should have just left then, because I didn't really realize what was happening. I didn't realize that my brother got involved with this woman that was living in his smaller house. So a lot of things are similar with my brother and I, because we were both married for 30 years, and he had a bigger house and a smaller house that he rented out. And then his son moved in the smaller house. And then when his wife passed, he sold the bigger house and almost $1 million and moved into the smaller house. But before he sold the bigger house, because my sister-in-law had just died, he was living at the big house, and this woman moved into the smaller house, and I didn't know he was involved with her. And things were tense, a little bit tense with my brother and I anyways. And so I really should have left. I really kind of stayed too long, before seeing. So now I learned a lot of stuff. I could do another. I stopped doing, but I'm going to continue my my shorts on what the bullies taught me, and they might be a narcissist if. I'm going to continue those. I'm probably going to do some tomorrow because I haven't done any in a while. But yeah, one of them I might say is that what the bullies taught me is, like, when you see the red flags, it's time to go. So I knew already, but I was so used to the toxic, because of the dysfunctional family. I was so used to the toxicity, because it was the same thing in with the YouTube community. I could see all these things going on and happening, all the red flags, and that's why they kind of didn't want me there either, because I'm like, hey, this is not, like, hey, this is not right. And they didn't like that. And then I decided to leave that. I didn't know how it was going to go down. Of course, I didn't expect it to go down like that. I wanted to just leave, but they're like, no, we're kicking you out. We're doing a video to bash you. And it was just a mess, but it's like, if I would have just been like, bye, and it would have been better with my brother too, but so live and learn. live and learn. And I don't know. Maybe it was fine that it happened that way. Maybe it's just as well. And I used to say on my lives, how many days, because the YouTuber that I was crushing on, that the bully was friends with, he used to say how many days he had been living in his van. So I started saying how many days since my escape from Georgia. Like, it's been this many days since my escape from Georgia. But oh, so you can get a half ticket. You left your van. Oh, okay. So you left your van on the farm in Tennessee so my friend could work on my hitch carrier, and I flew back Saturday so I could get my van and go to the other meetings. I see. Okay. I see. I need to keep up on these things. I'm sorry. Getting a ticket is half the adventure. It's hard to get a ticket, isn't it? So I'm going to read one more poem and let you all go. I've gone 2 hours now. So this is one that's called The Perfect Storm. And before this one, I put this quote by Chuck Swindoll because I felt like it's so appropriate, because this was like my marriage. So he says, and it goes well with the subject of my daughter's picture, though, makes it seem like a kid's book, and it's not a kid's book. It's really for adults. Only I made the elephant poem into a kid's book because I thought it could be on a kid's level too. One year, a large section of tree fell not far from where we had lived for over 22 years. Within minutes, several of us had gathered to grieve the loss. As I stood there staring in disbelief, the thought struck me. This happened only minutes ago, but it's been in the process of happening for a long, long time. No tree just suddenly breaks apart. Once we were able to see beneath the thick bark at the break, it was obvious that some kind of killer disease had been at work for years. Chuck Swindoll. The Perfect Storm. So it did not sell out this year because of the mud probably last year, right? Burning Man sold out in 2011 and every year since until this year. Once I sell out and do away with paying high property taxes, I will hopefully do lots better. Right now. No, that's why. Okay. So you're ready to leave Texas, huh? That's where Lindy is thinking of going. A lot of people like Texas because they don't have any state tax. I'm glad I escaped Georgia too. But it wasn't like that Georgia's so bad, but I needed to get away from my ex. And actually, I really needed to get away from my kids that were there. We did. Because just to be independent of all of them, it was just breaking my heart to be there, and I would hardly see them, my kids that were in Georgia. So that's why I just left. It was just breaking my heart to be there. And I knew he was watching me. I had this guess that I don't think it was true, but I think he was trying to. When I look back, I'm like, since I've learned more and more about narcissists, I'm like, oh my goodness, that one was a narcissist. That one was a narcissist. That one was a narcissist. So this guy, he was just trying to freak me out, and it didn't really, but anyways, because he would come to my house every week and everything, and if I remarried, I would lose my alimony. But he joked that, and there were always things going on across the street from me because at the house where I did Airbnb, because this another Susan, she was, I wouldn't say wild, but they would have people over and sometimes and stuff. But he said he saw someone taking pictures. He says, I saw someone with a phone or whatever. And I was just like, I was learning at that point, and especially like someone that I didn't really know that well. And I ended up having to let him go. He was a regular customer, but he started not paying me right, not paying me on time, make some of my checks bounce. And I was just like, and he acted all, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he was a narcissist too. But he was a regular customer, and he acted all kind of like my ex, someone at church was like, he's like a sad puppy dog. Oh, poor, like it was all me, it was all my fault. Everything's all my fault. I'm the scapegoat. Everything's all my fault. And so I told him several times, I was like, I want him to go back on Airbnb and not pay me outside of Airbnb because he wouldn't pay me on time. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm like, book it on Airbnb. Book it on Airbnb. And I kept telling him, and he didn't do it. And then so I finally said to him, Tony, someone booked your room. And he's like, you're kicking me out? I was like, Nevada has no state tax. Okay. I didn't know that. You get what I mean? Yeah. So this guy, was an Airbnb guest. And I was gonna read you. I found a poem today. Like, cause I have poems like, and this is what I mean by I need to work on my books and stuff. I have poems I found in these, and I think that's another reason why I didn't throw this journal away. But this is from 2019. But I found it. So I had another Airbnb guest who was a young woman, and now it's like, just now I realized it kind of at the time too, but I don't know. I'm liking myself much more better. I'm learning to love myself, and I'm just learning a lot. How to like, you're kicking me out? What does Hadalech mean? He was just all, you're kicking me out. I'm like, I told you to book it on Airbnb. Now somebody's booked your room and you have to go. He would come during the week and leave on the weekends. And they had moved, and I guess his wife got a job, and he had a little baby. His wife had got a job, and he was such an interesting character. He used to dress in drag. He had this picture of himself. I think he was like bi, but he was married to a woman. But he was interesting. He had this picture of him one Halloween dressed in drag as a cop, and he looked good. But he was a character, and he told me like that he saw somebody taking pictures, to try to scare me. And I was like, okay. And then I kept telling him, like, Tony, you have to book. He didn't want to book on Airbnb, and he wanted, and he didn't like apologize or anything. I'm like, you paid me late, and I had this, whatever I had bounce. I had this check bounce, and I was just, and then he made a big hole in my yard with his truck, a big hole in the dirt. And then I had another regular customer who was getting divorced too. She was a little bit younger than me. And they would switch out, and the kids would stay in the house. Instead of the kids going back and forth, the kids would stay in the house, and she would stay at my Airbnb when she was off her week, and the dad was at the house with the kids, and then he would go stay somewhere else, and she would be at the house with the kids. Like I don't know if they did it like 2 weeks off and 2 weeks off, but I had another regular customer, and he blocked her in, got right up, and I was like, he was very passive aggressive. I felt like, because she, that time he did that, she had her kids stay at my house because she had watched, I gave her free time and stuff because she watched my Airbnb when I went to California in 2018. So I gave her free time, and she needed to stay in my house before they moved. They were moving into another house with her kids, and so her kids were staying there. And I think he was mad, and he was passive aggressive, so he blocked her in. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry you did it. And I don't know. And after that, I was like, oh, he might have heard me. I was in the one room, but it was not a big house, but it was a good sized house, but it was smaller than the big house. And then I had this other character that was a regular guest too, that I had to get her out of my house also. And I was like, what the heck? As I got to know her and everything. And so the thing that I realized is like, my kids are rejecting me and being mean to me. But I'm like, a lot of my guests were, and this one I'm about to tell you about, Amber, she was friends with Tony too. And they joked like that they were my son and and so she was not happy when he had to leave. And she said, and I heard her on the phone with him, and I'm like, it's time for you to go too, because she was doing like the same sort of stuff, and she was paying me off, and it was just a long, elaborate story. She had this woman in California who was paying her way, and she had left Texas. She had moved in with this boyfriend, and just crazy stories. And her boyfriend had attempted suicide, right? Then she came to Georgia, and she was living with this rich woman in California who was her I think it was her stepfather's, she called her aunt, but she wasn't really her aunt. She was like her stepfather's sister, and her mom was divorced from this guy too. So it was like her and she offered to help her or whatever. And so, and then the person she went to live with in Georgia, and this woman in California booked my Airbnb. This was before then I found out the rule where you can't book an Airbnb for someone else. It was just a crazy story. So her ex-boyfriend, I think that was in Texas. Maybe it was Alabama. Yeah, because we went to Alabama, and I took her to see her mother, and I met her mother because I was going to the Panhandle of Florida, and you go through Alabama to get there. And so I took her to see her mom. But anyways, she was just an interesting character, not very young, like my kid's age. So I was like, my kids are rejecting me, right? Like I was a bad mom. And now people are paying me basically to be their mom. These kids a lot of my Airbnb guests were my kids' age, including Muhammad. My bad. Including the Islamic man I was involved with. But he wasn't like he was that age at all. He was like an old man in a young man's body. That was insane. He's the reason I decided to write about all of my Airbnb experiences, because, and this happened after, and I never could prove this, but I think that Mohammed got in touch with Amber. So Amber was like spying on me for him, and I didn't, because one time I had just put my picture on his picture on my phone and showed it to her. And then right after that, he messaged me and said something because he wanted to keep it. He wanted to keep things on the down low. And then I found out why later, But so I'm like, people are paying me to be their mom, really. And that's the way Amber acted. But the thing that was suspicious was because she had this boyfriend that attempted suicide, and then she's like helping him. So she leaves him, and then she goes to stay with this lady that in California that's paying her way. And she was in school. She was paying for her school too, I think, to be a CNA, certified nurse assistant. And so she's staying with this man in Georgia. And then things go wrong with this man. It was the brother of the woman in California that was paying her way, right? Keep in mind, I have a poem about it. You remember that there's a reference to the movie Bird Box? So do you remember that movie Bird Box? Anybody remember? Where the people would die if they looked at the thing and you don't even know what the thing looked like. But anyways, it was a creepy movie. I watched it with my son. I don't usually watch movies like that. But anyways, so the guy in Georgia, right? She said he attempted suicide, and the cop, she got the cops to arrest him too. Somehow, I can't remember what. I think because she said that he wanted to kill himself. I don't know. They took him, and then they released him, and then she came to my Airbnb. And I was kind of depressed. I was depressed because of the situation with my kids anyways. But she was an interesting character. I mean, like when we were friends, but then I finally, got her to leave. And yeah, she was kind of mad at me, but I got her to go. And I had long conversations with the woman. And she was going to buy her a car, but she was so entitled. And I'm like, I could not fathom it. I was like, this is not even anybody that's related to you. Like, why would she get you a car? And it's like, she was going to get her a car, but she was being so ungrateful and being such a to this lady. And then like Tony sided with her, and it was just crazy. But I wrote this, I was like, and what is going on with like, she's living with her boyfriend and he attempts suicide, and she's living with this man and he attempts suicide. So anyways, I wrote a poem about it. So and we were red and blue because her hair was dyed blue. So we were red and blue. And anyways, she was at my Airbnb for like months. So was Tony, like a few months. But this is called Blue's Bird Box. So her name was Amber, but we called her Blue. They travel light. You let them in. They're charming as can be. So innocent and sweet. What a treat. But they aim at getting you to drop your guard. Take off your blindfold, like in the movie. Look at me. Is this story fiction or is it true? Oh, to use you and abuse you. She's like the cat that goes into your room and you die. So take off your blindfold. Look at me. Is this story fiction or is it true? I'm not sure. I'm asking you. I put mine. I don't want to say it. That's what I felt like. Like she's playing head games with me. It was interesting. And I was just like, I'm like, how come everywhere you go, like, and I'm like, okay, I'm next. And yeah. That's what really made me snap. I needed to, not that you can snap out of it. I mean, out of your depression, but I knew that because I got suicidal in 2019, but I knew that I'm like, that's exactly what my ex would want me to do. Oh, see, I told you she was crazy. See, now I don't have to pay now I don't have to pay my alimony anymore. Now you're not getting any part of my retirement, so I feel like that would have been what he wanted me to do. So, but I was just like, I got to get these people. That's why, and then I eventually stopped doing Airbnb, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Then I stopped in 2019, and then then I was downsizing, and I made like $4,000 selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and sold my house in August 2020, and then got out of Dodge. I'm like, I got to get out of Dodge. I got to get out of Dodge. So this is the one, the perfect storm. The perfect storm. Let the bow break. My dogs are panting, pacing. So I comfort them to return the favor. Lights out, rain pelting, wind blowing. Where is it going? Spirit moving, dove cooing. Quiet waiting. Love is patient. Tree free falling, but still living and always giving. So, yep, I need to pray for y'all and let you go. But yeah, I gotta put that one in my. I got good night. Yeah, I'm gonna pray for y'all. Let's see, who did I not get on my list? I think I got everybody on my list actually. Oh, CW. Pray for Glenn. I don't know if Glenn's coming back, but we'll pray for him. Okay, got Brenda, CW, Arnie, Elsa, Bren, Laura, Crystal. Okay, I'm going to pray for y'all. Laura, Bren, okay. Dear Lord, thank you for all these YouTube friends. I pray that you bless them and be with them. Please continue to heal Shannon. Thank you that she's doing better at Stephen Shannon Anderson's channel. Thank you for Arnie coming up on my live tonight, and please bless him and comfort him. Continue to comfort him at the loss of his mom. I pray you bless Laura and be with her. Thank you that she's doing well. I pray that you would bless her. Bless Bren on her journey to downsize, help her in taking care of her mom. Please be with Elsa and keep her well. And thank you for her. And I just lift her up to you, Lord, and thank you for the fun she brings to my lives. And I pray for CW and his family. I pray you bless him and be with him. What are your pronouns, CW? I don't know if you left them. Good night. Good night. I just pray for them. Please bless Brenda and Brenda Berner and her family and her kids and her grandkids. And I pray that you be with her and keep her safe as she travels. Please be with Crystal. Keep her safe as she travels to her meetups. And thank you for her being here tonight. And I pray you bless her family and her kids and her grandkids. Bless my kids and my grandkids, Lord. I thank you for them. I pray that you will be with them. I pray that they would know that you are real, that you love them, and that they would know that I love them. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Oh, what a leech. That's what you said. Okay. Yeah. It's like, you're kicking me out. Characters at my Airbnb. It was fun. It's kind of like my RV, like I used to say, the name of the book would be Red's Airbnb, right? And then I would say the sequel to that is Red's RV. And it's the same thing. It was fun, but I don't want to live in my RV full time again. No, I don't want to live in my van full time again, but part time, yeah. I'd like to get a van to do the trip when I drive to Philly. Yeah. And when I drive to California, when I drive to Oregon. So yeah, I'd like to get a van for that, but I don't want to live in it full time. Sylvia, and God bless Sylvia. And thank you that she made it. You made it, but I was just about to end this live. But thank you for being here. You can watch the replay. We talked a lot about downsizing and stuff. And I had chicken and salad. Might have a baked potato now. Thank you all so much for being here. Take care. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Good night. Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you for being here. I'm sorry. I was just about to end. I was actually been ending for 30 minutes. I went 2 hours and 36 minutes. Thank you. Love you. Good night.